why we're not doing it.
Yes,
what
good.
people should expect. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man, this actually transcribes too, which is hilarious. Okay. Yeah. So Summer Derby, I'm glad I convinced you to do it, just because I like I've met more people playing Summer Derby than I probably would never met before. So like, I played some girl from like Russia, like I mean pre Russia Ukraine war, like a couple years
Sure.
ago.
Sure.
But like, that was fucking wild. Like she had a full fucking like beta deck. I can't remember her name. I'll have to like look up the record, but like, uh, it was just it was like kind of cool to like meet people like that, because being like because I don't work the majority of the days of the week, I would just tell Dave to like put me on like the European schedule because I can play those dudes in the morning.
That's
So like
awesome.
I played a lot of people from Europe, not so much from America, but that's why I like playing the Derby.
When I when I started, my very first Derby match was my very first, whatever you want to call it, tournament or a quote unquote official old school match, and it was against Pez Unholy. Yeah. Well, and I was on some green white, bullshit angels and giant growths and stuff. And I played a little bit online and a little bit in person, but not, I mean, really had no idea what I was doing, stepping into. And so, first of all, he was a little more spiky back then. He would not show me his face.
Okay,
Like he
sure.
just kept the camera down on his hands, which was like kind of cracked me up and kind of intimidated me. And then he was also like he was on the deck,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, okay, Land of War Elf, go, and then I'll play a White Knight, and I'll giant growth my White Knight, and he swords it in response, and just absolutely put the boots to me. And I one when we were done, he beat me 2-0 real fast, and I at the end of it, I was like, okay, hey, thanks for the match, good game. And I slammed the computer shut. Like, is that what this is going to be like? Because I just gotten stomped,
Yeah.
and then I really, Pez and I became good friends for a long time after that. We were kind of cracking up about it later on, but yeah, it was really interesting getting into the derby scene. And I think this was probably, I want to say, 2018.
Okay.
um and yeah, like just meeting the people that you meet. I've had some checkered experiences to say in the derby, but it's stuff like, you get days mixed up in scheduling because you play somebody who's in Singapore, and you're like, okay,
It's
I'll
a
play Sunday.
24-hour run. Yeah, if they say Sunday, it's really our Saturday. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, yeah. And so you miss a game or something, and you feel real bad, and something like that, or but I've met some really cool people. I met some really really wacky European guys. Somebody, hey, I'm just starting my vacation. I got a month off. This is the first day I'm off, so please don't stop me. And it's like, dude, you just take your mind twist and put it. You just drop it behind you because you're not gonna ruin somebody's vacation.
Yeah. I'd be like, okay, cool, cool. You're. I'm glad you get a month off. That's very European of you. Thank you for letting me know here in America.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm not gonna rain cloud all over that guy's day. But no, it's been really fun, but it has gotten a little spikier in the last couple of years,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
me, anybody that knows me, I'm not a spike at all, and so I've just kind of sat that one out because it is a big tournament and people are playing for they're playing for keeps, they're playing to win, for the most part, and I just that's not what I'm trying to get out of Magic.
I mean, I mostly agree. So it my like how the tournament's set up kind of works out well. The first half, you like play whoever, it's random, right?
Mm-hmm.
But by that second batch, you're in with like people, you're in with your group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh, like I go like 1-4 in the first batch, and then I'm like, cool. I'll see fucking like who was I talking? I'll see like not even Mario. Mario would probably be in the mid group somewhere, but like fucking Hathaway. I'll find Hathaway in the fucking bottoms, and
Yeah.
we'll sit there and fuck around.
Yeah, you find the guy who's on Dingasade combo
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that kind of
You're like,
stuff
cool.
and
Yeah,
kobolds, and it's like, yeah, man, let's have some fun. So I mean, it's a wonderful tournament, and Dave has just charted. He has just shaped this culture and this entire community, and I mean, 100 people or more signed up on the first day. That's pretty
Yeah,
incredible,
that's
especially
pretty
now
wild.
that a lot of people are over webcam stuff, and so you've got a rotation of a lot of the old guard have kind of filtered out because they, for one reason or another, don't want to play online. And it was funny. I was kind of waxing poetic the other day on Discord. I've been playing in person, and I've had this kind of crisis of confidence where what's my deck? What am I playing? What am I trying to accomplish here? Because I usually play this blue red machine gun trike copy mana vault deck, and I've gotten tired of getting hemmed. I get tired of getting stripped off my lands when I'm trying to cast 6-drops. Tired of getting my Suchis detonated, and so I just sort of molded this deck into a red, white, and blue aggro deck, and I was playing Serendibs and Savannah Lions, and I was kind of looking at these cards, and I've got these beautifully altered cards, but
Yes.
like I don't want to cast Savannah Lion. I mean, I don't want to cast Dib, and so I was kind of moping around and thinking I'm just going to skip this derby, and then Max, who's Maxwell, who's Sage Grouse, he sent me a Force of Nature with the QFF Cult Guys logo on it, and he's just like, you know what? He sent me his beautiful handwritten letter that said, "Hey, I know you're kind of getting away from your roots here. Why don't you go back to where you came from?" And so
Yes.
without further ado, for some reason got me all jacked up, and then Dave sent out the invites the next day, and I was like, let's stomp. Let's do this.
Yes. Like I've also like to parrot what you're saying, like I've also had like mixed experiences, right? Like I've played guys who are very good who like fucking will stomp me in two, but like it's fun. Like we can talk
Yeah.
about
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And like I know I'm gonna lose. Like I know probably in the first two cards, I'm like, oh cool, this is like we're done here, but we're gonna still play it out. And then I've also had games where it's like the dude fucking stomps me and then just like hangs. Like it's not even like a good game. It's just like you're like, cool, dude, cool. And I like make a little note. I'm like,
Cool.
okay,
We're not even gonna cuddle afterwards. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
like yeah. Usually I get a cigarette after get fucked like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I I think this last tournament I probably had like my best run, quote unquote. I think I actually like finished positive on wins losses. Uh, and it felt good to like fucking get people with Force Spike and playing blue cards, but
Sure.
not gonna do
Sure.
that this time. But let's talk about your deck first, since I already have it pulled up, and I'm gonna
All right.
share it. Hold on.
Yeah.
One sec. I've
Please,
learned how to share
please do.
screens, which I'm pretty excited about. There we go.
Okay, so the first thing you notice is well, I'm playing mono green. And this is Swedish, so one strip mine, no fallen empires. Um, yeah, and so the first thing you notice is like, oh, this looks like a typical DFB green, so and that's where I started with good green cards, factories and ice storms and pixies
Yes.
and stuff. But one of the things I was talking about the other day is, can you play wild growth in Swedish? Is that a viable
Is that a
strategy
thing? Yeah.
to ramp? Because you can play Moxes, but Moxes don't help you cast Force of Nature, and they don't help you hit double green on stuff. And so I want to experiment. One, is wild growth a viable ramp strategy? And then two, like I just threw the Force of Natures, and as you may see, the cockatrice on the on the side. Um, yeah, I mean, like, let's just play with some big dumb green cards and have some fun. And I got a couple of berserks in there, my only beta cards. Besides that giant growth up there, that was a gift from Quail with the rat eaten border.
Yeah. Like I didn't know if like he had drawn on it or like somebody just fucked it up real bad.
Nope, it's like 3/4 of a giant growth.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
If you
so
want to
it's
trade that at any point, you let me know. Okay.
yeah, no
I'll
kidding.
trade you. I'll trade you for a non-broken beta one.
Well, hopefully, what we'll do is we'll get matched up in the first pool, and we'll just play for Annie.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's like just big green, getting back to my roots, getting back to fun. I mean, it's a good deck, right? It's got
Yeah.
giant growth and scavenger folk and stuff, but
You can
uh,
definitely win with this deck. Like you're not going to go like 1-4. This is definitely like a 2-2 or better deck.
yeah, and like There's whirling dervishes out of the board. There's a bottle in the board. I mean, it's like if somebody comes to play, like I'll bring in the stuff and I'll hate on them a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's just getting back to the root of things, man, and having fun. You see my boy Bo up in the corner. I
Yeah,
need a little inspiration.
a 16th sideboard card just thrown in there.
Yeah, sending people the message, right? So that's
What are you
me. Yeah.
bringing in the Emerald Dragonflies for? I like that card a lot. I've tried playing it. It just I don't. What are you bringing them in for? Just against Flyers decks?
That if I need a couple more threats, if somebody plows my Force of Nature game one, or if I'm playing somebody who's on control, just spread the threat density out a little bit. I mean, it's not a great card, but I like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I've tried making it work. It's just tough to get the first strike to work right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's all I wanted to ask you about that because like the rest of the deck is like pretty self-explanatory. Like I'm super excited that these bad boys get to come down at some point.
Yeah. Well, and if I could say that the right hand Force of Nature is a very, very special card to me. One of the first times I played DFB, I altered 2 lightning bolts and then an earthquake for 2 on it because I cast it against him and he drew his card and he starts laughing. He's like, "Am I really going to do this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about, Dave?" And he goes, "Bolt, bolt, earthquake for 2 to kill it." And so we just howled with laughter after that. But
Nice little 3-for-1, yeah.
That was really early on, and then I saw him at Players Ball 2018 and I had him sign it. So it's signed by DFB, and it's just been one of those things that every time I look at it I smile. So
nice.
Yeah. So what are you gonna play?
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can make this switch without. Hold on. There it is. I'm gonna play this bad boy.
Oh yes. Yes.
So the point of this deck is to make wives upset and dinners cold. I don't even know that dude. I know he's from Texas, and I know there's like some fucking drama to go with it, but yeah. So it's basically just like poor man's tax edge, right? So 4 land tax, a couple of lands edges, and then the rest is just control pieces.
Yeah. You're gonna make some people mad with those main deck blood moons.
We're gonna do some 2-hour plus game ones. Thank God for untimed rounds. So like I was taught, like Mario, what he put in the Discord made a whole lot of sense, right? So 3 Ivory Towers feels good.
Yeah.
So I played like maybe 3 test games with this deck, and like the last game I was telling you guys in the Discord, like I played another control deck and he tried to deck me. And then I had a Library of Langout and he fucking balanced me. And so I had to not discard my whole hand, but I got to put my entire hand back on top of my library. And that he basically lost himself the game by trying to balance me. Because I'm like, how many cards do you have in your library? He's like 12. I'm like, well, okay, I have 24. Like, do you have a Brain Geyser? If not, we're done. Like,
yeah. Drago.
Yeah. I was I'm just gonna draw go.
What's the highest life total you hit off those Ivory Towers?
I got in the 60s because I had 2 of them out and like I had like 9 cards in hand, so I was just making them fucking pay for it. And the only change I made from the last time I showed you guys this deck was I put an Earthquake in the main, just as like a general sweeper, and another way to win, which is like just fucking Earthquake them out. The Feldon's Keen feels good too.
I like Quake. I'm playing a red white Flyers deck in my normal deck, and I don't have moats, and so I use Earthquake just to kind of clean up any of the weenies that are hanging around down low. And I mean I love it because you could easily hit 60 or 70 and then just Quake for 20.
Just Quake people.
Yeah, just Quake people out.
It's kind of the plan. Like I didn't understand like why the original list I got from just like Inquest magazine, like fucking number 3 or whatever. So this looks pretty like there's a couple different cards, but like it's basically that list minus like 5 cards. The Winter Orbs feel good. I had to add those bad boys because it just like it makes people not want to use their mana, which is like how you can just sit there. Once you get to like 3 lands, then you're really just trying to draw into your land tax or your land edge. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those cards that'll eat removal. The Ivory Towers will eat removal.
Yeah.
Your first land tax will probably get disenchanted. And so
100%.
Yeah, and you just spread their disenchants out so far. I mean, I love it. Like that deck is fun once if you can get rolling. If you get stopped up pretty early or you get shorted on mana, I mean it could be curtains for you if somebody ATOGs you out. But you have a lot of outs there.
Yeah, I was talking with Simon from Houston, and
Uh-huh.
we were talking about this in the Texas Discord. He prefers the aggressive build, which is like Brass Claw Orcs, Lions, and then uses the Lance Tax, Land's Edge combo like as a finisher.
Yeah,
Um, I would like I normally like playing aggressive decks, which is why I'm not playing it this time. I'm
sure.
trying something different.
Great
So,
idea.
but honestly, like he's probably, I mean, he is right. Like if I keep playing this thing, I'll probably put in the lions and the orcs and all that bullshit, and make it a little bit more aggressive. So, and I think Jason Hathaway's playing something along those lines. But I
Uh-huh.
think he threw in some relic barriers as well, and some Howling Mines, and like it's
Yes.
just like all in on drawing as much cards as possible.
I do like that strategy. I love Howling Mine. Howling Mine's one of my favorite cards because it's such a gamble, but if your opponent doesn't immediately draw their card and disenchant it, then it gets fun because then you're drawing two cards and then you put a second one in, you're drawing three cards, and it's like magic on steroids. I mean, it is just wild. So, but dude, this deck has so many haymakers in it. It's got Geddon, it's got the one divine offering. I like that. Felden's Cane is probably going to win you a couple games. Yeah, main deck Blood Moon will win you some games.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just kind of like diversify. Like assuming people play just for disenchants or disenchant like effects main, it's just
yeah,
like overload on enchantments, and hopefully they don't have the removal.
sure. I mean, it goes a long way when you've got at least nine enchantments main deck. Yeah. So I mean, dude, one way or another, you'll have some fun because you'll make some mistakes and you'll learn from them. And
Right.
I think that's the best kind of magic is when you're trying something new and you find something out. You're like, okay, I realize this combo works really well together. This doesn't work so well. So sweet,
Yeah,
man.
we'll see. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna add one more card to the deck, but that'll be a little surprise for later.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you
Well,
about it off. I'll tell
one
you
of
about it off cast.
well, yeah, one of your sideboard cards was going to be main deck, and I got real excited about that.
Yeah. I'll tell. It's along those lines. It's along
Okay,
those lines.
sick.
I'll
All
tell you
right.
about it after. All right,
Well,
let me get
awesome.
out of this.
Yeah, so that kicks off. That kicks off in a couple days, doesn't it?
I think the 23rd is the start. How do I make this bigger? There we go. And I'm back. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think the 23rd is when it starts. And there's still, if you're listening to this cast, because I'll put this up like Monday or Tuesday, there's still plenty of time to sign up. It's technically free, but if you have enough money for old school cards and you have the $10 to fucking donate. So don't be a fucking dick about it. That's not
Yeah,
for anybody. It's not probably not for anybody who actually listens to this cast, but
it's going to a good cause.
yeah. It's not like, I mean, just $10. It's not a big deal. It's just a banana. How much could it cost? $7? Which in Seattle it does, but
Yeah,
like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
it's getting there here. It's $7, and you also have to pump it yourself.
Yeah, it's closing in on 6 up here, and it's not great.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel really dumb for buying a full size pickup truck about 18 months ago now.
do, okay, look, I have a Subaru Outback because I'm a fucking hippie, right?
Yeah,
Which people made fun of me for in Texas, but here I'm just like
sure.
in with my people. I get
Yeah,
like 27-30 to the gallon here, and I still fucking am so upset whenever I have to go fill up.
yeah.
It's insane.
Well, do you drive like you're from Texas, or do you drive like you're from the
No,
Northwest?
no, I drive like I'm from fucking from the Northeast, where like where like I've driven on the DC Beltway. Did you know that you can go 85 miles an hour and like, did you know your car will go that fast? Because people out here don't fucking know that. Like,
Yeah. How many 65-mile-an-hour in the left hand lane of the freeway have you run into so far?
zero, because they're all going 60, and like I I started this new job, and it's like 12 miles from my house. I'm like, oh, 20-minute drive, easy. No, it's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, bro, just go faster, just go faster. That's it. There's no accidents. There's no construction. Just drive faster.
Mhm.
I blame it. I blame it on the weed. I blame it on the weed.
The weed and the 2% unemployment.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Max, turn that down, dude. Or switch to a different game.
Playing some Zelda back there. Little 18.
Yeah, yeah,
16-bit.
yeah. Max is playing the Super Nintendo.
Nice. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Yeah.
For all 3 fathers listening to this. All right. I'm gonna reshare my screen so we can do some drafting.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've changed all the arts, so now we should actually know what these cards are.
Hey, you know what? Dave was clowning on us for some of our picks. I'm like, dude, we went with our theme. Yes,
Yeah.
I understand removal is king, and we should have taken this over that. But come on, bro.
What I need,
we're not here
I need
to
talk to Dave. I want to send him this part of the podcast, and then him just comment over top with like being like these fucking like either him crying or like being like, no, the correct pick here, like he hears us and then he pauses and he's like, no, the correct pick here is this and here's why, and then just like lets the podcast continue.
Yeah,
I'll talk to him about it. I'll ask him. I'll ask him if he wants to
there should be like an advisory at the beginning that says, "Don't listen to these knuckleheads."
Right. Like be like, oh hey, did you like wanna fucking learn how to draft? Don't listen to us.
Why would we even look at this? Oh my god, there's some bombs here.
Yeah, that's so I mean like so doing pack one pick ones is fairly easy, right? But it's like because there's so many good cards in this cube. The real question is like, what do you think you're gonna get passed again, or like do you think you're gonna get cut off of colors and shit? I think the obvious choice here is balance or the Soul Ring. Probably the balance.
I mean, I saw Soul Ring was the first card. That's where my eye went. I'm like, don't you always take Soul Ring? But yeah, it's like there's balance. There's also Geddon there. There's Mana Drain. There's Serendib Efreet, which is arguably the best creature. I don't know if it's the best in cube, but the
thing is, do you think you'll get cut off of white because we're gonna pass a Geddon, a Preacher, and a Veteran Bodyguard, which is good in draft.
Yeah.
To our side or whatever.
I mean, you know, if we go balance, I think we're already starting to think about, okay, if we can play the smallest amount of creatures possible. So if we can play some sort of control deck, I mean, dude, I'm looking at that Soul Ring and I'm like, I feel like we're committing some sort of crime by not taking that. But I hear what you're saying. I think balance is probably the more powerful card in a cube where people are trying to win with creatures. I mean, Preachers, like, geez.
I think we take the balance.
Okay, let's take the balance. Sorry if that's the wrong call, but
we'll pause here for Dave to yell at us. Okay.
Okay, so we have balance. Oh man. See, this one's a little more interesting. I see disc, and because disc is going to help us with balance. Yep. I mean, not together, but it feeds into our strategy of we're gonna keep the board clean at creatures.
I like disc or I like unsummon. Those are kind of the two I was looking at.
Unsummon's a really good one too. I mean, that could save something else. I mean, I love Rasputin. Rasputin's one of my favorite cards, but
he'll come back around.
Yeah. So do you want to go disc or unsummon?
Let's do disc.
Okay, let's take disc. That's removal is king, right?
Removal's king. For anybody listening to this, you're gonna just have to watch the YouTube video. I'm not gonna read all this shit.
Oh, dude, Wrath. We could take Wrath.
Wrath or Moat. I think it's Moat. Because there's only one disenchant in the fucking cube.
Okay. Yeah, let's take it.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go Moat. So we have Moat, balance, and disc.
Yeah. Our picks are down here.
Yeah. Gotcha. So we're playing control. We might be.
We've gone on control.
Okay. So we have
Shatter.
Guardian Beast here. Yeah, Shatter's interesting. Guardian Beast combos with our disc, and if God forbid we get Chaos Orb, but no, we could take Shatter and just keep riding the removal train.
Oh man, the Guardian Beast does combo pretty well. Let's do Guardian Beast.
Yeah, I think Guardian Beast is the more powerful one. I mean, Shatter, again, we don't even have any artifacts, so disc. I mean, it is what it is. I say let's take Beast, and I mean we're looking pretty good.
We'll take the Beast, and then I'll show everybody what the bots drafted. I think I figured out how to do that.
Sure. Ooh, this pack is interesting.
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, at the one that I think that we would actually play is probably Tome, because there's
Yeah.
not going to be a ton of card draw. I mean, I like the Northern Paladin, but if we're already playing Balance and Disc,
Yeah, we're good on that part of the removal. I agree.
Yeah.
I think Tome's where it's at.
yeah, let's take Jalem Tome. Whew. Scheherazade. I mean,
I
again,
don't want to
not
play that many games, but
yeah, not a lot here. I mean, I like Fork, but I don't think we're gonna play because we didn't. If we would have taken the Shatter, I would have said let's take the Fork. Sedge Troll is a powerful card in a nutshell.
let's take the Troll. It combos
Yeah,
well with our disc.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, and we can splash it. Like there's plenty of fixing in this this cube.
Man,
there's not a whole lot of walls in here that makes me think that we need that. Maybe the Scavenger Folk is a piece of removal. It's in green
Sure.
though. We're kind of in like red, black, white.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I like Black Knight is a perfectly playable card. And then the Ication Town is interesting as a sort of win con, but again, like if we're gonna lean hard into Moat and Balance, that's not where we want to be.
Yeah, we need flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So which one do you want?
Yeah. Let's take the Scavenger Folk.
Okay.
We can just almost play defense with it too. Okay. White Knight Flood.
Flood's a good one. It's a good card.
Flood's actually pretty sweet here. Phantom Monster is a flyer but we're not in blue.
No.
Yeah, I mean, at this one I don't think any of this is going to make our deck. Maybe Firestorm Phoenix. Is that the one that comes back from the graveyard?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
This is probably more castable.
Okay, let's take it.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is our first pack. I think we take the Preacher here.
Yeah,
probably.
Snap Preacher.
Okay.
I mean, none of this is where I almost say take the Tranquility
just so we don't get it used on us. Yeah, I agree.
Just to protect our enchantments.
Yep. All right. We're taking it. Hate drafting. Spirit Link feels good here.
Spirit Link, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna end up with that Sedge. Let's take Crumble.
Yep.
Again, just
some removal to keep it off the board.
Yeah, and maybe we get something good in green that.
Let's just take this Force of Nature.
Yeah. You don't have to twist my arm.
Yeah, it's the best. How did this get passed down so far? I'm gonna take it, but we are not playing. Like I would never play that because I would never want to.
Sure. So Scheherazade.
Then whatever.
It didn't matter.
Right, pack 2.
Oh man. So, I mean, like we don't pass Ancestral Recall.
No.
Yeah, as like Factory goes nicely with our disc, but no, you just take the Ancestral.
Yeah.
So City Brass is sick.
Oh fuck! This is a good. Okay, so for audio listeners, there's a City of Brass, a Ancestral Recall, a Factory, and they're all in the same pack.
Yeah, there's Hercules Recall, Onk.
Yeah, there's some good like second and third picks in here too, and Hurricane too for a closer. I mean, we take the Ancestral. There's no doubt. We just take it.
Yeah.
And maybe something comes back around. Come on, computer. Okay.
Oh, Brain Geyser.
Yeah. Yep.
This deck is coming together very nicely. Hopefully that Dust to Dust Wheels or Island Sanctuary.
Or even the Detonate. Like it's all.
Okay.
How is a Mirror Universe in here?
Yeah. I'd say we. Well, I mean, Time Elemental Sweet Bizarre. Like we're not bizarring for anything
Yeah.
in particular. Yeah, I mean let's take the Mirror Universe. There's also Underworld Dreams, but I don't think we're gonna be that heavy into black.
No,
We haven't seen Ritual.
we'll take them.
So if we're in blue, there was also Spell Blast. But
I think that'll come back around, or one
yeah.
of these two blue cards. I bet comes back. Oh man, Badlands is definitely a choice.
yeah.
Howling Mine feels good too.
Yeah, I like Howling Mine. Rubinia is cool. We're not going to play those colors, but if we already have Preacher, Relic Barrier is cool. Yeah, I say let's take the Badlands to go with our Sedge Troll. We do need a win con for our if we get Moat down, but maybe that's just Brain Geyser if we can find some way to recur it.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, power. Yeah, we got Power Sink, Paralyze. Giant. We're not playing
giant spiders.
I mean, so hey, let's think about this for a second though. Like, scroll back down to our cards. How many green cards do we have? Not
1, 2, 3.
Not the Force of Nature, but we would possibly play the Scavenger Folk. So would we, if this pack is otherwise filled with crap, would we maybe take the Taiga just because it's a red land, and we could, it keeps us open for splashing for green? Otherwise, I'd say take the Paralyze.
It's the Paralyze with the Taiga. Let's take the Taiga.
Okay, we'll take the Taiga. Oh man, this is interesting.
A heavy green.
Yeah, I mean, Desert Twister, like it may not make our deck, but it kills anything.
It's a good piece of. It's a good removal piece.
I mean, the Witch Hunter is cool, but
it's just hard. Yeah, it's
just pinging.
He's like, all right. Ooh, yep.
Yeah. Well, except hold on. Factory.
Yeah. Okay, factory.
Factory goes with our disc. Yeah, and our well, not our Guardian Beast, but that might be our win con. Oh, Sarah Angel. Or Lantax.
Sarah Angel or do we Lantax? Because Lantax means we can play like 4-color bullshit.
Yeah. I would say let's take the Lantax.
Okay.
Again, like if we're gonna lean hard into balance. Yeah, now we can splash whatever we want, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps us. Hold on, before we pick from this, which I can't believe that on came back around, but let's take a look and see how we would currently build this. I'm going to move the green cards off to the side and just kind of split them out by color.
Sure.
And then I'll just leave our lands kind of spread out down here.
Yeah. Man, I didn't realize we had so many green already.
Yeah,
I think we have to play white. We have to play blue. And then I think we're let's go 4-color then with the Sedge Troll, and because the Sedge Troll is really a black card. It just takes 1 minute to cast it.
And we're definitely going to play those two.
Yeah.
I'll just move all this stuff down here. I don't know if I can select multiples, but
I mean, Shahrazad's not going to make our deck.
Yeah, sorry, pull that one out. There we go. So we can kind of build it a little bit faster at the end. This feels good when we can. Yeah,
yep.
I think that's it.
Let's take the Ankh.
That Dust to Dust came back around.
Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. Do you see what's next to Dust to Dust?
Okay, let's do it. You want to do it? I mean, like, do the correct answers. Okay. That's a way we can win because we have Moat, right? Like,
yeah, we have Moat. Then we don't have to play Sedge Troll or any other creatures.
Yes. we can kind of look like that.
Because we have disc and mirror, and now we can just take control cards. So the choice there was between Dust to Dust and Land's Edge, which with the land tax, and then the Land's Edge, plus an Ankh in play. I think we're really setting up to have a nice control deck. Okay,
Yep,
is
I
the next
agree.
pick?
Yeah, I think we're just in like the junk picks. I think this is probably not a bad choice. Like
Yeah.
Greater Realms of Preservation.
Let's take it. I mean, it cuts off 40% of the, the meta.
Yeah, of the color pie.
Okay, and the rest of this is just going to be.
I'm just gonna junk pick some stuff.
Yeah.
Because we'll be in red, so. Moorish Cavalry, because in the thing it's signed, so I'm just gonna pick that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
The
card.
real life sees. All right, which hunter it is?
Yeah.
Which hunter it is?
What's our pack?
Divine. Okay, sure, sure. All right. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Dude, look at this shit here.
Okay.
I mean, you could take 5 of these cards.
All right. So
Tutor cleans up our deck. Divine Offering slams the door. Nova Pentacle is. So you know how Nova Pentacle works when you don't have any creatures in play?
I have no idea.
It goes to their creature.
Oh, because they have to make a choice.
They have to make a choice. But then there's Tutor and Ivory Tower.
Yeah. Yes.
And the Miser's Force Spike there.
It's a good card. It's a good card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean this up down here so we can. Okay.
I mean,
you make the choice on this one.
I think we take the Tutor. I hope that Ivory Tower comes back around, because otherwise, like
the Nova Pentacle, I think we can get that back.
Yeah, and I think somebody will take Eureka, somebody will take the Juggernaut, somebody will take the Divine Offering. So yeah, but I think we have to take Tutor, just because look at all the other broken stuff we have now. We have Brain Geyser and Ancestral.
Easy. I think we just take the Plateau for fixing.
Yep, take the Plateau. I mean, we don't need the shop. There's also Workshop is there. Drain Life would be cool, but we're not in heavy black.
Yeah, you got to have enough swamps for it, and we probably won't. Come on, computer.
Double Plateau in this pack. Interesting. Savannah Lion.
Yeah, not great in cube.
Copy Artifact is sick. Fireball. Fireball.
Fireball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Duh.
That Mana Barbs will come back.
Yeah. We take the Fireball because we can splash for it. We're already splashing for Land's Edge. Now I think we cut all of our creatures except maybe the Guardian Beast.
Okay.
And now we take the best spell.
If this computer fucking shits the bed. Okay, hold on. Let me clean this up and then we'll pick cards.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Demonic Tutor's going to be in.
Yeah.
More Cavalry out. Plateau's in. Land's Edge. Tutor. Get that guy out of here. Get that guy out of here.
Yeah, I would still say, we can talk about playing the Preacher, because that's not really that's not a creature we're going to be attacking with or anything.
I'll leave him over here as a maybes.
Yeah, it would be cool to get a sack outlet.
Right.
Oh man. So here's what I'm thinking. We could take the Desert, we could take the Holy Light, but really Earthquake really ties the room together.
Okay. I'm sold on Earthquake.
Let's do
Earthquake.
I mean, there's some cool creatures here. If we had Chaos Orb, that Archaeologist would have been sweet.
Snap pick.
Yeah. All right, so now we have another factory. See, this is where it gets tough because Disintegrate is good. Dave is probably screaming for the Falling Star here. But I'm like, if we play a second factory, that gives us that gives us a chance, a strategy with the disc to just clear the board, and then we just beat with factories. Although Falling Star sort of does the same thing, and Disintegrate just wins the game.
Yeah,
And
we
so
we already have 2 X1 spells, right? We
Yeah.
have
we have Earthquake and Fireball.
Earthquake and Fireball.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's take a factory.
Let's take the factory because it goes with. I realize it does not go with Moat, but we don't have to cast Moat if we're winning with disc and factory.
Yeah.
Then we win with disc and factory. If we're playing Moat, we just don't play the factory.
Yeah, we have multiple ways to win. We'll be fine. We can either attack with factories, we can sit behind the moat, or we can Land's Edge people. It's.
I understand Falling Star is a good card here, but we also we have balance, we have Moat, we have disc, we have factory. Oh, Disenchant
Next.
Yeah. Regrowth is tempting, but again, what are we going to regrowth? Just Fireball or Ancestral?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
King.
We already have Tutor, so
is also a beautiful Magic card. This is awesome. I think this deck.
Oh, computer. Okay. Whatever. We selected Fire Elemental because I was trying to click a button instead.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't think that burns us in this pack anyway.
No, there's not much else in here I would take.
It's a bunch of creatures. This is interesting. So we're playing red. Drop of Honey is I just don't think we need that. Karma is not going to do us any good. Wall of Swords is cute. Fissure is the Desert Twister we were looking for, but on color.
I like the Fissure. That's what I would pick out of here. Let's do that.
Plus, I have a sweet altered one. I think I said that last time.
I bought like a playset of those for sideboard for Earn 'em Burn 'em, and I don't. It's not like a good sideboard card, but it's fairly flexible. So
5 mana is a lot. Well,
it is, but I'm also playing 24, 26 land mana sources.
So we take the Divine Offering here, don't we? Or the Nova Pinnacle came back.
The correct choice is probably Divine Offering. The Nova Pinnacle is cute. Let's do it. Okay.
We need to get back in Dave's good graces.
Okay, all right. Divine Offering it is.
He's 1/5 of the people listening to this, so
correct. I'll pull up the stats at the end of this run here. I don't think any of this matters.
Yeah. To take the Nebuchadnezzar. I just like that art.
Done.
That's my playmat that I use.
I finally got one of the new Spellgrounds playmats, so I'm pretty excited to use that.
I saw that. That's incredible. I am waiting for a brown one. The Mana Barbs came back around.
Yep. Mana Barb. I think it's Mana Barbs. Everything else is a creature anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah, your playmat is sick.
Archaeologists.
Yeah, let's just take them.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah, might as well burn it up.
Yep. I mean, we could probably even cast that Nicol Bolas, but probably not. Solkanar.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wall of Wonder. Cool. Neat. Okay.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Magic card. So we need to come up with 18. Or no, we play 22 with 18 lands. Is that right?
22, 18, or 17 and whatever.
Well, we're gonna be pretty hungry for mana. We have some big heavy hitters.
Okay. Let me get rid of some of the other stuff that we just know we're not going to use. Can I multiple select? No. Okay, cool.
This is so fun. I mean, look at what we ended up with. We got Balance, Ancestral, and Brain Geyser, and Fireball.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably even cast that Nicol Bolas, but probably not.
So we have some big, heavy hitters.
And I'll try and pull up what the other guys drafted because I'm sure that Dave will want to see that.
Sure.
So we'll put this stuff down there.
I'm interested to hear him with Soul Ring versus Balance of pick one, pack one of the entire draft.
Okay, I agree. I think that's a discussion point. And I'll try and go back and take a screenshot of this video and see if I can put it in there somehow.
Because Soul Ring would, because we ended up with a bunch of X spells. I think that Soul Ring would have been nice, accelerating us up. And then we could have pushed into a little more aggressive build with that. We could have taken that Sarah Angel and some other stuff. I mean, we could have gone 100 different directions, but I think we're sitting pretty good. We got a lot of removal.
We do. Just trying to make sure I got everything out that's like for sure not going to play.
I would take that Divine Transformation out.
Yeah.
Cool looking Magic card.
Cool. I'll leave the Preacher over there. I think we can do without him, but
yeah. That's card number 23.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we have 24 cards, so we basically need to make 2 cuts.
Okay.
Well, not even, because we have 4 lands, so we have 20 cards. We could basically just add lands.
Okay.
If we want to. What is down here? Do we want to put this in and splash any green cards? I mean, we're kind of already on 3, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're fine because the only one I wanted was Crumble or Scavenger Folk, and we already have Divine Offering and Disenchant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me just sort this real quick.
Well, and really the factories are not going to be our mana sources. Hopefully not. They're going to be either our win con or.
So really, we have 20. We have whatever. It's 24 cards total plus minus 2 more cards. So we're at 22.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just add lands to this bad boy.
Very cool.
Calculate for me. Sure. Why are we adding white?
Because the Demonic Tutor.
That's right.
But we have a Badlands too. And plus the land tax is going to fix everything for us.
So yeah. So this is our deck. And then people can I'll try and take a screenshot of this. And just move these lands up.
It really went a little heavier into why. How many mountains is it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just the 4.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the islands. We need 2 islands, and we need 2 mountains for the Land's Edge. I don't imagine us drawing that stuff naturally. We're gonna lean real hard on that land tax for this 4-color shitters.
Yeah, I agree. Over so people can see the land base a little bit better. White cards, red cards.
Yeah, did we just build the deck?
Basically. We built a cube version of the deck. Good for us.
Good for us.
We know how to play Magic. So there it is.
Okay. So that's a lot of burn, a lot of control, some good card draw, some good acceleration. We got Tutor, and then our land base is totally fine because of land tax, and we can cast all our spells. Got a couple of factories to beat down with.
All right. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash and the saves. Let's go take a look and see what everybody else drafted real quick.
Sure.
I was Dave asked about that last time, and I just wasn't sure how, the best way of showing it besides just doing what I'm about to do. Okay, bot 1. So the guy, I'm not sure if they sit to the left or the right of us or whatever, but he basically red-black. It's kind of like a mix. It's it's mid-range. We'll just call it mid-range.
Yeah. He's got the Abyss, which doesn't affect us. This one's blue-white.
Blue-white. He took that Kismet.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good deck. Oh, there was a Doppelganger.
Beautiful card.
Sarah Angel. This is a good deck.
So he's got flyers. They're going to give us problems with
the
you know,
moat.
with
Yeah.
the moat.
A lot of black red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is more artifact heavy than anything.
I mean, that deck sucks.
Yeah, it's not great. What did he leave behind? I can't believe he's not playing. Okay, whatever. These bots aren't great, is what we just learned. The one was fine. This is a good deck, probably.
Yeah,
Suchi,
this is like
Dib, Flying Man,
Rasputin,
Time
good
Walk.
lands, Time Walk, Stasis.
He's the one who picked up the Chaos Orb. All right.
Yeah, good for him. That's a good deck too. Red green.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's like
Here we
somebody's
are.
got to play aggro.
What's his red? Just the Stang.
Splashing red for Stang.
And they put the Shivan in the side. Okay. For all those who are just listening, this bot put a Shivan Dragon in the sideboard of their red green deck. So that tells you everything you need to know there. Anyhow. Blue red.
Ooh, that looks fun.
This deck's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And last but not least, black green. And this deck is probably garbage. Yeah, that deck's garbage. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we go an easy 3-0 or 4-0, whatever we play.
It depends on if we see bot 2. Bot 2 gives us the hardest run.
Yeah, that blue-white flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Some power.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
That's a good one. Okay. All right. That's it. We did it, gang.
Love it. That's always, man, it is one of the highlights of my day when you post just a pack. We're like, all right, guys, discuss.
And I enjoy doing that. I just started this new job, so I've been like a little bit busy, like trying to fucking. I'm going to go on a rant real quick about the reason why nurses love contract nursing. Like, dude, here's how contract nursing works. A recruiter reaches out to you and is like, do you want to fucking make a shit ton of money? And you're like, yes, absolutely. And they're like, cool. Submit your certifications and we'll get you interviews. And those interviews, they're like, just like, when can you start? That's like their usual question, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Then you just show up and you just start working. And like, you got to like figure out, it's like stressful for a little bit. You got to figure out how to like, they want some shit done. Generally speaking, that's literally what happens. And then when you go back to being a staff nurse, like I just did, you have to put up with managers. You have to put up with like learning modules that work wants you to do, and like they want you to like learn their policies and stuff. And you're just like, fuck, dude, I don't want to sit in front of this computer and like look at another PowerPoint about whatever the culture of this hospital, which is literally the same as every other hospital I've ever been in. But that's what I'm doing right now. And I have no idea. I have no idea why. Like my first day there, like it's a good hospital. They're fine. Like I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, like time off. Like when you do a contract, you just tell them what days you're not going to work. You're like usually I'll take like a 12-week contract. So I'll be like, hey, I need off my wife's birthday, our anniversary, and this weekend here in the next 3 months. And they're like, it's in your contract. We're good. No, oh, we'll see if we can make it work. No, it's just like, you're good. Take the days off.
You just take it off.
Yeah. There's no questions. There's no questions.
Sick.
Anyhow. So I'm back to.
You're back to the grind.
I'm back to like making half the amount of money I was just making and working just as hard. Which is still not that hard. But anyhow. Yeah, dude. Are you cool if I'm not going to cut this. I'll say I will. But are you cool with me posting this video to YouTube with children in the back? I know some people are weird about that, so I won't.
Oh, no. Okay. Not a problem at all. No.
All right. Like I have some friends who like don't even like their children aren't on social media, period. Like they just don't post anything about it.
I don't personally put pictures of my kids up, but my wife has done a little bit of that. Like we try and stay semi off the grid, but it is just the algorithm picks up everything. So
yes,
Facebook's
got you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here with no shirt on.
But Facebook already knew that. Facebook already knew that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So
okay.
Hey, did you see the altar that Nick made of me?
Yes. I was gonna put in the show notes. It is accurate. It is an accurate.
Yeah. I'm that hairy. Yeah.
If somebody was like, "Who is this?" I'd be like, "That is Cam." Next question. Cam. Like, there would be no questions.
Yeah. So we go off on tangents all the time. We have some chats and I've been on Moss's podcast a couple times. We're always talking about Juggernaut and how Juggernaut sucks and it's almost good. And if you wanted to make it good, how are we gonna make it good? And it is one of those tentpole things where like we're gonna argue about that until they put us in coffins, and nobody's ever gonna admit anybody else is right or wrong or whatever. But it's just something it's fun to yell about, and so that's what all the fucking writing all over it. It's like, oh, trample and haste, and it's 7-1, and it costs 1 mana. And like, man, I'm not that one. I don't want it to be that good, but I think Juggernaut could have a couple of but that's one of my favorite things to talk about is like, okay, knowing what we know now,
How
if
would you
we
make it
want to,
better?
yeah, how would you make it better? How would you make every card playable? And that's the thing that we, Moss is a dear friend of mine, but that I'm always trying to make the really good cards broken. And he's like, dude, how do we make Pearled Unicorn playable? I was like, oh, just make it 1 white instead of 2 white.
Yeah. I mean, most of it's like reduce a pip off of the color, right? Like a lot of the creatures in old school are overcosted. My opinion on Juggernaut, I have one strong one and one weak one. One strong opinion: if you added a power or added a point of toughness, it would make it much better.
Yeah.
Because then it wouldn't be lightning boltable. Or if you made it colored, so like make it a white, black, red, or green creature and make it a not artifact. It gets hit by every piece of removal. So like, how do you make it more evasive? You make it out of lightning bolt range, and then you make it not shatterable. It probably makes it moderately playable.
Yeah. My thing is like leave it how it is or give it trample and haste, like basically like a Yavimaya Ants. Because my thing, I don't mind it getting swords. I honestly don't mind it getting bolted. I mind being blocked by Mishra's Factory when it can pump itself. So it's like at least then you take the 2 off the trample, or if you can get it down turn 1, you get 5 in. I think if you pay 4 mana and get 1 attack in, that's fair. But
that's a deeper discussion, because like for me, I wish that old school would use the tapped blockers don't deal damage rule.
Yeah.
I think that would change the format in a way that would be healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea of making more cards playable. Like the other thing is how would you make enchant creatures playable? Any of them? Like the only one that
like
sees
giant
any
strength and shit like that.
Well, yeah, the only ones that see play are control magic because it's so powerful, and if they, it's one of those things. And then to a lesser extent, Spirit Link, right? Because they're played on the other person's creature,
right?
Because the thing is, like, if you play, like you said, Holy Strength on your Serra Angel and it gets swords, you lose 2 cards.
Yeah.
Like, and so
it'd be better if they had the Rancor effect where they came back to your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It would make control magic like literally tier 1, like
be the best card.
Yeah, it'd be the best card ever, right? Like
well, yeah, you just repeat. You would have new archetypes built from that. Either that or give them all flash.
That's interesting. I've never thought about that, flashing stuff in.
Yeah. So or like make enchant creatures be able to be cast as instants, which is sort of the same thing, but can you imagine if you like attack and then you could slap on an Unholy Strength? I mean, it still gets plowed or whatever. But
yeah, it makes it playable but not broken, right? Like it'd be like another Berserk or Giant Growth.
That's the whole thing is trying to make cards where they're fun and playable. Like because Cube, what we just did. There's lots of cards that are playable in Cube that are not playable in any matter of construct, not even Revised 40 or anything like that.
Right.
It's like our card pool is already so small. Why don't we just make a couple of little tweaks and make things better? Like, why isn't there a green Lord?
Yes, because white has Crusade, blue has Lord of Atlantis.
Yeah, black has Bad Moon and Zombie Master.
Bad Moon and Zombie Master.
Red has Goblin King.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually never thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, is it because they have Pendelhaven? I don't know, but just make you could create an Elf Lord or I mean, and there's Elvish Champion, which is sort of the same thing. But
Yeah.
like, what if you made all the lords pump all their like Zombie Master pumps all black creatures? Too good?
It makes it playable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too good because like, I mean, Zombie Master. What's the casting cost on him? Like
3.
1 and 2 black or something like that.
I think it's 1 black.
Yeah, so it's already like on cost worse than a Crusade.
Yeah.
Right. So it would be just as, in my opinion,
Bad
it'd be
Moon,
just
yeah.
Bad Moon's 1 in a black and does the same thing. So it maybe makes a third like sub black archetype, which is like an aggressive, just pure aggressive black deck that plays
like a black
on ogre and shit. But
a black Sly that had 8 Bad Moon effect would be pretty sweet. I mean, you still get blown out by balance. You get blown out by White Knight.
It wouldn't be
you know,
it would be
like,
beatable. It wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah. So, but you know, that's the kind of stuff that I like sitting around and having a couple of beers and just chatting about, because we're not going to change the cards. Like, I mean, I guess you could proxy them if you wanted to and play that, but it's a good conversation, and it's something that like some people get really fired up about, which that's what I love. Good, as long as they're showing a little bit of show me a little bit of fire, you know.
Yes. Hey, I'll ask you. Never mind, I'll ask you afterwards. Yeah. No, I like that. You got anything else?
No.
I want to ask you something off cast.
Sure. That was an hour. So
yes, we did it, gang. This is actually episode 15, which is pretty exciting. So we'll have to have Moss on at some point whenever he has chance, and then we'll get DFB to do commentary on our poor draft choices. I'll talk to him. I'm sure
it wasn't that bad. And brain.
I'd be like, we picked blue cards. Like, fuck, how upset can you be with us? Like,
oh, this is gonna be great.
okay, let me just stop recording. I have a question to ask you.
Sure.